One of my favorite visionaries and philosophers and inventors, he's an inventor too, is Bucky Fuller, R. Buckminster Fuller. He was born in, I think, something like 1895 in the United States. And this guy had a big influence on me. And he's one of those people who really lived from the big picture view. And I was reading some of his material once, and he said, and I'll try to quote it correctly, but he said, in essence, I live on the earth at present, and I don't know what I am. I know I'm not a category. I know I'm not a thing. I know I'm not a noun. I seem to be a verb. I seem to be a process, a function of the universe. And the reason I'm talking about this is because this is one of the big picture views that came in and rescued me out. This is where I started to see that when you get to the big picture view, you get to that love space, or when you get to that love space, you get to the big picture view. You can take either way. But I love these people who will look at the big picture. And I thought about what Bucky Fuller was saying, and I simplified it in my own mind. I was like, yeah, we're not just a thing. We're like an action too, because a noun is the person, place, or thing. Verb is an action. But I think that one of the things that got in my way, and one of the things that gets in a lot of people's way of seeing their action self or seeing their action nature, is thinking that we are mostly a thing. You know, thinking that we are physical only. And that's how I started to look at it. I started to see, okay, we're physical, it's obvious. Hello, physical being, you know, no argument there. But we're also non-physical. And those words, they work better for me. They work better for me. We're physical and we're non-physical beings. We have a physical life and a non-physical life. And I can see the difference. I can see that the physical life is something that can be measured. It's happening in a sequence of time. It has a beginning, you know, and it progresses through one step after another to a particular end, and then the physical life comes full circle. It's complete. But it can be measured. Every little nanosecond of it can be measured as it's unfolding. So we have this physical existence. We have physical senses that we can sense our physical territory and physical sense, you know, physical environment with, sense our physical self with, and that's what I decided, you know, and you can see if it makes sense to you, but to me our physical existence can be measured. It's unfolding one step after another with a particular beginning and a particular end. It has some kind of limits on it. And it can be, it's sensed, it has to do with the body. It's centered on this physical body. And if every human I'm talking to has a physical body. So there, we're physical, you know, and I can totally see that. But I can also see pretty easy that we are totally non-physical as well. There are things about our nature that cannot be measured, that can be defined and detected, but they can't be measured. Things like our mind and our spirit. And what I mean by that, when I say our mind, I mean the collection of thoughts and ideas and expressions and feelings that take up our own personal mind space. That's Our personal mind is where our personal thoughts occur, where our personal feelings occur. And even though the body can register thoughts through the brain and register feelings through the nervous system, we know that those feelings cannot be measured. We know that they don't have a beginning or an ending. You just feel them when you feel them. It's instantaneous. You feel fear, you feel fear. That's not the beginning of your fear. You're in it. You're feeling it. And our thoughts are the same way. The second we think a thought, we also receive the thought. The second our mind voice, the voice that we all have, our thinking voice, the second it thinks a thought, it hears the thought too. So it's not one causing the other. It's not a sequence of this after one thing after another. It's all there at once. And it's the same with our spirit life, or what people call our vibrational life. What I say more specifically is the meanings that we're living, the meanings that we're perpetuating in our life with our personality. That's the spirit of us, is the meaning of us. And meanings can be detected, but they can't be measured. So they're not physical. And meanings are the design of things. That's the design state of things. That has no beginning and no end. It just is what it is all the time. For example, the meaning of fear will always be fear. The meaning of fear will not be some other thing. It is defined, you know. Fear, the need to protect, flee, hide, run, you know. The adrenaline gets going. The expression of it. And I think, like I started to say, we are so caught up in the physical and not really recognizing the non-physical, that we sort of make everything physical. And that's that detailed view again. That's that type view. We make everything into something physical. And if it can't be measured, if it can't be touched with the physical senses, it's not real. You know, and that's not going to let you see that kind of, if you think that it has to be seen and touched and measured to be real, then you're not going to be able to see the things that can't be touched with the physical hand, can't be measured, you know, can't be set in a time-space type of thing.